bad at it. Dude.
I'm bad at it.
Dude, it's impressive watching Jenny smoke cigarettes because she's good at it. It's like she knows what she's doing, man. And I'm over here like, oh, fuck, I got it on my dad pants, but...
Dad shorts.
Dad shorts. That's why we have the camera angles the way we do.
You know what it is?
What is it?
Those shorts now are like, they could be the in style. Like, I would wear those shorts. The short, they're short and khaki. I would wear them. I think it's the shirt that takes the style. Now, if you're wearing a different shirt with it, I think it'd be better. But then then you put your beard into it and your hair and this outfit and your sandals. You're totally...
Yeah.
Yeah, you just...
The sandals put it over the top. The shirt is what makes the look dad.
Yeah, and if you were wearing gym shorts, then you would look ghetto.
I was going to wear gym shorts, but I didn't have any dry ones.
I wore pants again. I wore pants 3 times in the pandemic.
Dude, honestly, okay, here's the thing, man.
I feel good about it.
When I got out of the shower earlier today, it was hot. I was like, I don't want to put on pants. It's hot. You know how when you get out of the shower, sometimes you're especially hot?
Yep.
Dude, I was feeling that. I did 20 minutes on the stationary bike, which I need to get back on that way more. I'm way out of shape. But I did that. I took the shower, got out, was sweating from being out of the shower, and I was like, I'm not putting on pants, dude.
Wait, were you sweating because you were hot, or because the
I
physical activity of wiping your body down was too much for your body to handle?
No, I was sweating because I took a hot shower. I got out. The air conditioning wasn't on, and upstairs is always warmer than downstairs. So it's like I'm sitting there just sweating, and I'm like,
dude, our house, my parents' house, it did like back in the day, like. Because my room was upstairs, and our house, it got so hot.
Yeah.
I'm so, actually, you know what? I am I'm sad that I had to kind of move back, right? Because now think of it. I could be getting used to the heat. Because when I moved in back there in California in October, it was like 90 to 100 degrees. Right now it's like 80. You're getting used to the sun. Like, it's already hot as shit.
Yeah. And
now I'm planning to go back when it's like the hottest it can be.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 120 degrees, especially in the valley where the poor people live.
In the valley where the poor people live.
Dude, it's so hot. Like, you just watch your
Dude, we should make a little like comedy documentary about the valley. No, about the valley.
I mean, I think they have a lot. But maybe they don't, do they?
They do, because people like them. First of all, everything gets shot in the valley. Like, after having been there for 3 months, now everything I watch movie-wise are like, oh, that's in the valley. Clearly. That's where it is.
I keep watching movies about LA, and it's so weird because I just get sad.
Every movie is in LA.
Yeah, and I didn't live there that long, but every time I watch it, I'm like, oh. I used to live there. It's like, I was just getting to know the place by the time I left. And then, now I just watch movies. Like, I'm kind of like my dad. Like, I always like watching things to remind him, like, I was there. Because my dad does that. And
does your dad do that with Vietnam movies or what?
No, not Vietnam movies. Like,
I was there.
But my dad loves, everywhere he's gone, he always, he likes to reminisce. And I can't blame him for that because I do the same shit. Yeah. I did it yesterday. I drove through Colorado. I didn't even vacation in Colorado. I drove through it in a movie. We were watching Double Jeopardy last night. Okay. And it looked just like Colorado, and I did the same. I did that dad thing, and I go, that must be Colorado. Yeah. I look so beautiful. I go, it's so beautiful. Look at it. And I go,
I do it too, man. I do it too.
And like yesterday, I was just bitching at my dad for saying that was Nebraska. He liked Nebraska. I don't know. He's like, that must be Nebraska.
Your dad likes Nebraska?
He went to Nebraska because my sister.
Oh, he went to the school?
No, he went to Nebraska to watch my sister bowl in Nationals.
Oh, okay.
My sister made it to Nationals.
They would totally have bowling nationals in Nebraska.
They would. They had nothing. Nothing. Have you ever driven through Nebraska?
Yeah.
I think I have, and I don't. The only thing I remember, it's the same the entire state.
Well, they do. They have the College World Series in Omaha.
Yep.
They do have that there. And Omaha's a cool city. Omaha's fucking cool. But it's on the eastern border. It's right on the border with Iowa. So you have to get through that whole shithole of Iowa, and then you get to Omaha. And then after Omaha, there's nothing.
There was cool parts when I went through. I stopped in Omaha.
Omaha's cool.
I stopped in Omaha. I stayed at a really cool place called Aloft Hotels. Speaking of, I gotta go back to California Aloft. So if you wanna give me free rooms, I'll put your Aloft.
We'll put your whole banner on this fucking green screen.
The whole time.
Yeah, we'll do a whole episode about Aloft.
Really cool. Actually, really cool place. It was very modern. It was so modern. It wasn't like your typical hotel room. It was like a loft that they're trying to sell in California for $1,800 a month.
Did it have a bidet?
No.
I was gonna be
it
like,
had
dude.
really shitty toilet paper though. It had like one ply or two ply. It had the like.
It was Corona.
It had the vegan toilet paper, even though toilet paper is vegan. But like, there's like, when it's vegan toilet paper, it means it's worse.
Dude, have you ever noticed when they say that napkins are recycled, they're always brown, and you're like, why is this brown? They're like, well, it's recycled, and you're like, that doesn't explain the brown color though. Is this shit paper?
But why is the white paper white?
Because it's clean. I don't fucking know, dude. Because nobody wiped their ass with it. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, man, that is so bad. I didn't think you would actually consider calling the brown. You were using it as like, toilet paper's white.
Hold on.
You were using the brown toilet paper.
No, don't turn this into a race thing.
No, I wasn't turning it into a race thing. I was turning it into. Look at that. There's 2 left.
Oh, you want to save those for part 2?
Not really. Yeah.
Okay, we'll save them for part 2. But dude, yeah, I totally feel you on the like every time. Like I've been watching Arrested Development. That's what I've been watching recently, and that's all filmed in Southern California, in like Newport Beach and stuff. So you look at it and you're like, oh man, remember the sun? Remember? I was sitting out on the back porch in the sun, and I was just like, this feels so good. And it's the vitamin D that makes it feel good. It's like, that's why it's so good. And you're like, oh, that's why people in California are so happy. They get this all the time. Like, the amount of days I've been here.
But they're not happy.
Well, you get used to it. And that sucks. People get used to, like, and then you're never happy. That's why, like, if you get into a relationship with the hottest girl of all time, give it 4 months, and you're gonna be like, this bitch, like, and you're like, but she's so hot, and you're like, and she could be great. Everything about her could be fantastic, but eventually you're gonna just get used to it, and then you're gonna find ways to bitch about it because nobody's ever happy.
Your girlfriend listens to this podcast.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about a hypothetical situation.
Yeah, he's talking about just everybody else except Markus.
No, I'm talking about I get unhappy too.
We know. I know you get unhappy.
Oh, really?
We both are unhappy.
Yeah.
We really are. Living together, remember how negative it was?
It's pretty positive, though, too. Oh, shit, man. There were some good times.
I was thinking about, though, because we want to go back, and I'm like, who do I want to live with? And I'm like, I got nobody else to live with, but I'm like, and then I'm like, me and Markus could live with each other, but I'm like, I hated living with him.
Did you really hate living with me that much?
I didn't hate it, but I hated it at the same. It was a love-hate, because I'm like, every time I suggested something, you're like, or we could just light this blunt, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, what a terrible roommate. What an awful roommate.
Yeah, I don't know about awful, but it was that I think that we could have been more constructive.
I'll give you this.
Or productive, I mean.
That was my second time out in California, and I realized there's a lot of distractions in California.
No, there isn't the only distraction that you let was weed.
But the weed's everywhere, man. It's fucking everywhere. No. The distractions in California are basically the same they are anywhere else, but they just get thrown in your face.
We went to the store. They didn't get thrown out.
There's a 7-Eleven on every corner. It's like, I don't need beer, but then there's another 7-Eleven. I don't need beer, but then there's another 7-Eleven. Fine, I'll get some beer. Every time. It's never like, oh, I have to go so far to get this thing. No, it's always around the corner in California, and you're just like, fuck, all right, I guess I'll go around the corner and eat some food, and around the other corner and get some weed, and then I'll swing around the other corner, grab some booze, and guess what? I've gone around 3 corners. I'm back at home. And you're like, fuck, man.
And then you get influenced. You're like, well, I'm feeling good. You know what? I do need some food. Oh, I gotta go shop. You know what? I feel great. And then you go buy more shit that you don't need.
Yeah. And then even the shit you do need is taxed at 10%. So at the end of the day, you just look at yourself like, so all I did was spend more money on more shit that I didn't need. It was too easy. It sucked. It's brutal out there because you're just like, I mean, your vices get exploited out there really easy. At least mine do, because it's so easy to get liquor. It's not like they sell it till 2. Yeah. Anything. Except Famous. It's easy to get anything except Famous.
I was telling my sister about that today, about the Famous thing, and I remember when I was such a young boy and so innocent, And when I first vacationed in California, I met like every Uber driver I went in. They told me like they're like, yeah, I'm a singer. Yeah, I'm doing this, and I was so blown. I was like, oh yeah, shit. Let me get your information. And then I follow those people, and I still follow them today, and I see them every day on my Instagram feed, and I go, oh, they're just another me. They're just they're also
yes. Delusional.
We're not important. Like they're also chasing a dream that no one gives a fuck about. And then but you think about it and you're like, oh my god, it's like, oh, I met this person, and you think it's so cool. Then you go there and then you realize everybody is the same person. We're all struggling, we're all poor, and we're all waiting for someone to go, hey, kid, you got a face. And I'm like, oh my god, thanks.
It's such a weird place because everyone's so vain about it, and everyone knows they're in that same game of just like, I'm just waiting my time. I'm just waiting. But at the same time, you're all spending, like, everything you buy, 9.5% tax. So 10% of every, like, if you buy something, add 10% and that's going down the shitter. You're never going to see that shit again.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah.
And traffic. And everyone else is trying to do the same shit you're trying to do. And all of that. And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing here, man? It's brutal. It's a tough place.
It's so tough.
It is.
I started, like, it's bad to say. I don't know if we talked about it, though. When you left, I started learning more things because I had to do some more shit on my own.
Mm.
And so I had to find other people to go. So I started hanging around places longer.
Yeah.
And I started learning more things, and because you were like, yeah, I just want to go home. And I also wanted to go home. I don't find myself, like, I'm not living a great lifestyle out there. So, like, me hanging out at night is just more problems that, like, I can't, like, I don't have the money to be out doing the crazy shit because when you're out at night and you're just sitting around and you're doing nothing, you don't really want to be there. And then you don't want to get in so deep where you can't drive and you want to be safe and you want to do all this shit where you want to further your career. So you need to stay out longer. You need to stay out longer. That's like one of the rules. Like, if you want to see when shit happens, stay out longer.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought 12 o'clock at night was late and you thought shit got crazy? Wait till 1 or 2. Shit gets weird.
But that's where it's like every hour. It's like, how much did that hour cost me?
Yeah, but so that's when you got to say it, and then you have to sit there and you just have to be sober, or you just have to cool out and just sit there.
But that's what I'm saying. You're talking about being sober and all that. Those are the distractions. But those are the little things where it's like you have to have the discipline to just be like, you know what? I am going to stay out, but I'm not going to drink.
Yes, and that's
I am going to stay out, but I'm not going to smoke or something.
Yeah.
Or you have to. It's so much more. Like, the discipline required to succeed in LA is so much more than anywhere else because of all the competition, right? You have so many people trying to do that same shit. So you're like, okay, how do you separate yourself? And one of the things is, I think when I go back out there, man, I need to tone down the drinking and smoking. I need to turn up a lot of the networking type shit.
Yes.
I need to readjust how I spend a lot of my time. I need to readjust how I spend my time that's comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like, do I need to go and do a shitty mic for $5 in front of comics? Probably not, right?
No.
Like, unless it's like, dude, I feel like I haven't gotten up in forever. But the idea of, well, I need to do 1,000 mics this year. I haven't done 1,000 mics, but
I'm glad you might.
No,
you're gonna cut down that thing and get it out of your head.
You just need to readjust it, because I do think there's value to saying, hey, I want to at least do 30 minutes a week, or I want to just still do some mics.
You need to do time. I don't think you
still need to do your time.
Yeah, because when I feel like if you're just hitting mics and you're just doing it for the mic thing, it's just like you're gonna just keep doing the same set. I know you keep doing the same set, and I know that.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But I'm saying that I think that if you're working on things, go do it.
And that's the other thing. I want to make sure that I'm working on other things too. Like, I think, I know enough people out there to where you can collaborate with folks on things that aren't just like, hey, I'm doing mic. Because you can still do the mics. But then it's like, okay, so you need to be able to balance the time between, you got to work. You can't not work out there. I found that out the hard way. You got to still do your time on stage. And you have to do the time off stage, right? The networking, hanging out bullshit. And than the self-starting, creator stuff. You still need to create
content,
podcasts, shows, this, that, the other thing, write scripts. All those things still need to get done. So it's like, okay, you got 24 hours in the day. You want to set Yeah, you wait. That's the thing. So what I realized is in California, you have to minimize your waste. Like if you can't afford to have any waste in California.
True.
You can't, or at least we can't, right? Yep. Some people can because either they have rich parents or they don't care about certain things. But the rest of it, dude, you absolutely cannot afford to have waste because it will fuck you over so hard at every different level. So it's like you just need to make sure that you're very disciplined, organized, and have a plan of attack. And that's why, so next time I go out there, I want to make sure that I have those things. Yeah. I have it locked down. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to drink. I just won't drink. Except for special occasions. I don't think you can say that. Because
that makes, I always said that whenever I tell myself, I'm not going to do it, I want it 10 times more.
But I'm not going to indulge in it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you do it every now and then. You heard it here first. But
he won't. He definitely will not drink a case of beer by himself once a night. He will not do that.
Well, dude.
This time around, it's going to be different.
Okay.
I'm only going to
Justin.
drink 10 beers this time.
So, when I was in California the first time in August, I was living in my car, so it made drinking a lot harder to do, right? Like, I basically really wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
But then I had the time where I just splurged and fucking went and got a hotel for 2 nights and just drank there.
Yeah, I remember those nights.
That was dumb as fuck, man. So fucking stupid. I had the nights where it's like, I have a place to sleep that's not my car. So instead of going out, I'm just going to stay home, get drunk, eat a pizza. Because I haven't done that, and I love to do that. But it's like, the nights I was in my car, I was on top of shit, man. Because I was like, look, I have nothing to do other than be productive, go to the gym, go to Mike's, go write. Because I just don't want to be in the car. So I go to Panera and write or whatever. The Panera in Burbank. The fucking down the street from Flappers and shit? There's that Panera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Panera I would go to and just sit there for 3 hours. I get a $3 coffee, sit there for 3 hours, charge my shit, write, listen to podcasts, whatever the fuck. But it's just like, fuck, man. I was so on top of it when I was in my car. Having a place to sleep. I need to be homeless in LA. I think that's the only way I can really make it work. I need to be homeless.
I think it would be. Wow, I can't talk. Being homeless would make you work harder because you want to better yourself. That's why I was in New York. When I went to New York for 5 days, I met a lot of comics, and the comics that I met lived in the shittiest environment you could think of.
Yeah.
It was like a studio apartment with 8 to 9 people. They all had just basically, the girl was like, I have a mattress, I sleep, I have a place to shower and shit. And it makes you want to be a better comic because you want to get out of this life. So all they're doing is every day is they're out grinding it at every mic possible, and it's insane.
Because you don't want to go home.
Yeah, because you don't. Why would you want to go? And that's the thing that I kept trying to find with myself, but I kept making my house more livable.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could be here a little more, and then things shifted. I don't want to talk about it, and then I didn't want to ever. I didn't want to go home after everybody that I liked left, and.
But that's where I think about okay, so in LA, I think I'd need to live in my car. And in New York, I would just need to do one of those 8 people to a studio deals. Because otherwise, man, I think that's how you next level it, right? You put yourself in that type of situation where you're forcing yourself to be hungrier. Like you're starving yourself of anything that's nice.
But the situation we lived in, it was starving ourselves. It was terrible. The only thing is, the only reason we liked it is because we could almost afford it.
Yeah.
The situation was terrible. It was like we were living in a tent that we had a space heater in. That's what it was. We lived in a big ass fucking tent with a space heater.
Sorta, yeah.
And a shower, which is all you need, but it was still.
Dude, it wasn't as bad as you're making it seem. It was still a house with running water.
Yeah.
When you're in a fucking car, dude, you don't have that.
Yeah.
You have to go to the gym to pee, or you have to find a place to pee. Or do it in a bottle. I wasn't fucking.
I did homeless for 4 days, and
It's brutal, right?
I didn't like it.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't good.
Cool.
But it made me, when I was doing it, it made me fucking hungry. It made me a better comic. But it also, and this is where you got to balance it. It made me fucking nuts. You meet some comics who live in cars, and you're like, oh, you're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like you talk to them, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna find a place. Because then you talk to other comics who are like, no, you find a cheap place with some roommates, and you make it work. Like there's plenty of comics out in LA who you're like, they make it work.